Take him?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Hello again, Manuel. You always sort of said that it maybe takes a bit of time to get settled into a club. Do you feel the last 3 weeks things are starting to look much brighter, that you're maybe starting to get some of your messages across?
Maybe I feel that we're improving. I don't know if we're in our best moment, but in compare what we did the last week, playing the 3 games at home, compared with the start of the season, of course we are improving. But I think that we must be careful in this moment, and we need to continue improving, because in the Premier League every game is very difficult.
Just want to get an update on some of the players. Javi Hernandez and glandular fever, which is a sort of illness that never really goes away. You have to keep an eye on that. What's the latest on that?
Well, Javier worked this week with the whole squad. I think that he recovered already from his virus, and now I think that he needs maybe some more days to be 100% fit and recover his best shape, but he's not having any problem without he's ill.
Andy Carroll, he's back in training, he's back to running. Is there a sort of date on when we could see him again?
Well, Andy is working a little bit more, not only the gym, also on the pitch. So I hope that we will recover as soon as we can, but I think that he needs a couple of weeks more.
And Marko Arnautovic admitted after the game last week that he played through pain. Is that just something you're going to have to just keep an eye on, his knee situation?
We are keeping an eye in every situation of different players. It's difficult for a player to be 100% fit in every game. All of them have some problems. I think that the important thing for Marco, maybe he had a little bit of pain, but he didn't work too much, and he played with a lot of intensity the whole game. That's very important for us.
That must delight you as a manager when you see a player putting his body on the line and giving everything for the shirt and for his teammate.
Yes, of course. I think that give more spirit for the team also.
Yeah. I know you've been asked about him before, but his performances all season have really caught the eye. He seems to be playing the best football of his life. How happy have you been with him?
I am happy if we win. After that, if we play as a team a good game, and if you want to have a good performance as a team, you must need the high performance of the individual players. So every player that demands and requires 100% of his capacity is very good for us.
I want to ask you a question about Declan Rice, and not whether he's made a choice internationally, but whether he's come to you and asked your advice and said, Gaffer, here's my situation. What thoughts do you have? I
am always talking with all the players, with Declan also. I think that he's a young player. Maybe we need to give him time to make difficult decisions. Not easy, especially when you have both sides, England, Ireland, so near from your family. So I think that we must not pressure him about his contract, about against or for whom country he will play. He needs time, and he's in the correct way.
But when you see what he can do, he clearly can play international football, can play at the top level.
He can be as a top player maybe in some time more. He's learning a lot, and he's always listening and asking in what he must improve. He's very young, but I think that he has a huge future.
Just one final question from me. A story about the Chapecoense goalkeeper who came and visited the training ground before the Manchester United game. I wonder if you feel as that had an impact on the players. When you meet somebody who's gone through something like that in their life, it can't help but inspire people.
Well, it's an experience that maybe nobody wants to live it. And when you live it, maybe you are the only person that can live with that. He came here, yes, he was with us, but we didn't ask any question from him about that, because I don't think that's the correct thing to do. But it was an impact.
It's that in perspective, doesn't it, when you've been through what he's been through?
Yes, of course.
Hi, Manuel. Just one player to ask about first. Carlos Sanchez. Do you have any time scale on how long he might be out for? When he might return?
Yes, Carlos Sanchez had a problem in his knee, his ligament. Maybe he will need a couple of weeks for be able to have a surgery, but he needs surgery.
The club acknowledged on their Twitter account that the West Ham way is back. This is something that the fans have longed for a long time. As the manager, is that something that's quite satisfying to you to hear and to see that the players are playing in this way now?
Yes, of course, because maybe when the results were not good, I never felt any boo or protest for the fans. I think that he trusts a lot on what we were doing. I also trust in the way I work. I am absolutely sure that the team was going, in a moment, we are going to play well. That's why maybe when so many people demands changing, I think that the best change that we do was to keep it all exactly the same.
Can you put your finger on exactly when the turning point was in the last few weeks?
I don't know if the word is was. Maybe the turning point must continue doing, because I don't think because we beat Manchester United we are in our top level. We are in a position of the table that I don't like to be so at the bottom of the table. We need to continue working. As I just said, every game is different. Every game has different difficult things to work. So I don't think that we must play against Brighton thinking that we are going to win because we beat Manchester United. Now we need to be again the team that we played in the last week.
I think it's your first time preparing for a match against Brighton as a manager. So what are you expecting from them?
I expect what I saw in the previous game that they play. It's a team that plays with a lot of intensity. It's a team that is working with the same manager a couple of years. So it's a difficult team, and we need to play a good game.
Have you looked at the two fixtures last season? They put 6 goals past West Ham United. Are there any lessons learned from those matches? Do you think you can take into this?
The past is the past. So every game is different, so I don't think that we must be thinking about that.
I'm sure they'll come to you and really be going for it. Their away record is pretty poor. It seems that the Amex is where the points are coming from this season. So are you expecting a difficult trip there tomorrow night?
We expect always, against any team for different reasons, a difficult game.
Well, it sounds like what you're concerned about now is complacency from your players. They should expect to be winning matches, considering how well they've been doing recently.
No, but I think that they are conscious about what we must do to win another game. That's why we talk during the whole week about the next game. I repeat, in the Premier League, every game is different. It's not easy. Brighton also beat Manchester United. They are at home. So I think that the players are really clear about that issue.
What is the mood like now among the players? How much has that improved, perhaps?
The mood improved, of course, because the results are better. But in our worst moment of the result, that maybe was when we lost against Huddersfield in Wolverhampton in the last minute of the game without our own mistake. Maybe that was our worst moment, but never the mood of the player was negative. They always believe on what we were doing. So I think that when you have the result, of course, it helps you a lot to improve.
It seems that managers aren't given a great deal of time to shape a team into what they want, but how close do you think you are to this team being the team that you'd like them to be?
We need to continue improving a lot of things. I think, of course, that in the last 10 days, on the last week, of course, or the last 15 days after Everton, we are improving, but I don't think that we are 100% in our best performance.
First of all, the three in the middle that you've got with Rice and Obiang and Noble, has that led to the improvement in the performances? Because it now seems that Mark has an opportunity to play his football, knowing that there are two players that a younger can do the running behind him.
It's difficult to know exactly why the team is playing well. I am not a manager that gives so much importance if we play with 3 in the middle or 2 in the middle. I think that's more difficult for a team to have the correct distance to play when you have the ball and the correct distance to mark when you don't have the ball. In that sense, I think that our lines are tight and we don't have too much distance, so the players are comfortable in this way, but it's not because we have 3 midfielders.
And one on Marko Arnautovic. I mean, it's not often we see a winger converted into a number 9 or somebody who leads the line like he has, and he's done so successfully now last year and this year. Would you say he's almost the best at having done that since we saw Thierry Henry do exactly the same thing?
Maybe he was a number 9 that was completed before a winger, and now he retains a position that he needs to, of course, to make different movements. As a centre forward, you need movements in the correct moment to create the space. I think that Marco has a lot of power himself, so he can do it, and I think also that he will continue improving because he can give more.
So you can get even better as a number 9.
I think that he can score more. He must have a complete season. Last season just half of the season. This season he started very well. Instead that he has some problem in his knee. But always to be a top player, you must try to score in every game during the whole season.
Okay, guys, cameras off, please. Thank you.